Fletcher! Keep it going for our host, Kenneth. My name is Grant Fletcher. Kenneth told me I had 10 minutes tonight. I'll let you know I've never lasted 10 minutes in my life. But I practice in the shower. The problem is when I do things in public that I do in the shower, I get arrested. But I was so excited about coming down here tonight, I was going a little fast on 81. I was pulled over. Comes up to the window and says, I got you doing 91 in a 65. I'm going to give you one chance to tell me why I shouldn't take you to jail right now. And I looked at him and I said, my former wife ran off with a trooper and I thought you were trying to return her. So I am single, and I made the mistake of trying to get dating advice from reality TV. My favorite is The Millionaire Matchmaker. Are you familiar with that show? Her slogan, no sex before monogamy. I thought she said no sex before monopoly. I showed up wearing a top hat, carrying a little dog. She played the banker. She made me leave the money on the nightstand. Relationships are tough, aren't they? I went over to my grandparents' house recently to get advice because they've been together 68 years. I said, Grandpa, what's the secret to your success? And he said, it's all about communication. I said, Grandpa, I've been here. You sit on one side of the living room, she sits on the other, and you don't talk. And he goes, but we mental text each other. Any married couples here tonight? One right down here. How long have you been married? 38 years, that is fantastic. I'm going to give you a little pop quiz, and it's up to you if you answer or not. Think back to your wedding night. Which movie title best describes that night? Was it The Natural or Gone in 60 Seconds? I did that joke down in Binghamton recently, and the guy came back and said, it was The Longest Yard. And I said, dude, that was a comedy. I was down in North Carolina and told that joke, and a very lovely lady, just like yourself, said, honey, it was The Fast and the Furious. Some news recently. Did you read where a dog ate $1,000 and the owner only got back 900 of it? If somebody cut off my nuts, I would have kept a lot more than $100. Everyone having a good year so far in 2012? Yeah. Not to brag, but I've had a pretty good 2012 so far. In fact, I recently had my first ever one-night stand. Yeah. I knew my chances were pretty good. Her tramp stamp was an easy pass tag. But she didn't understand the whole comedy thing. She goes, so you get up on stage and you have a certain amount of time to make people laugh. And I said, yeah. And she goes, when it's time to come off the stage, they give you a light. And I said, yeah. So we go back to her hotel room, and she says, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to pleasure me. At 4 minutes, I'm giving you one light. At 4 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm giving you 2 lights. And at 5 minutes, I'm tapping you on the head, and I'm replacing you with my battery-operated boyfriend. I was recently also became a member of the Mile High Club. I jerked off in Denver. And when I was done, I T-bowed. I like to do a couple jokes. Being in a college town, I like to let college students know some things because I've been around. I was fortunate enough to have a threesome back in my college days. I thought it was pretty good. But I realized after we were done that she decided to switch teams. She liked guys with big dicks. The other thing, guys, a good sign that you're going to be caught in the friend zone is when she hugs you and her butt's out like this. That's her way of saying, this part of me is never touching that part of you. Certain questions I'm always asked being a comic. What kind of comedy do you do? Hopefully funny. Tell me something funny. If I said I was a gynecologist, would you say, here, I've got something for you to look at? And what made you get into comedy? My dick was too small for porn. Might be strange for some of you after hearing this that I'm really a pretty private guy. I hate hearing half of the phone conversation of people talking on their cell phones. I have this woman that sits outside my door, smokes cigarettes, talks on the phone, all hours of the night. The worst was the other night. She goes, I pleasured this guy for 20 minutes, and when I was done, he rolled over and went to sleep. I threw open the door and said, Mom! Any competitive people out there in the crowd tonight? Oh, yeah? I realized just how competitive I was playing Nintendo Wii bowling with my nephew. He's beating me. So I start trash talking him. Now he's 5 years old. I teach him the John McEnroe rant. You cannot be serious. My sister calls me later that day and says, Grant, of all the things that you could have taught him, you had to teach him that? And I said, I tried to teach him how to lay a good F-bomb, and he said, Mom, you already taught me that. Anyone ever been hypnotized? Oh, put it on your bucket list. It is the coolest thing in the world. Since I've been hypnotized, I've lost 60 pounds. I've given up a nicotine habit, and I can only pee sitting down. But the ladies love it. They think my aim is incredible. And I hear them say, maybe he won't get it in my eye. It was sort of a ripple effect. I saw the wave go down the aisle here. Everyone watch the Super Bowl? Did you like the ads? I hate ads that you don't know what they're advertising until it's over. So wouldn't it be nice if they had background music? If you heard, I'm so excited and I just can't hide it, that's for Viagra. If you heard, all by myself, that's for KY jelly. And if you heard, oops, I did it again, that's for a home pregnancy test. I'm Grant Fletcher. That's my time tonight. Thank you very much.
Y'all keep it going for Grant Fletcher.